Hello and welcome to part 2 of this week's special episode on the Australia Cup round of 32. Last week we caught up with Brisbane City and Logan Lightning and got to hear how their squad's feeling and preparing ahead of their matches, which have been played already. But for this episode, we're going to be focusing on Magpies Crusaders United and Peninsula Power, who both have games coming up over the weekend and the middle of next week. So we caught up with the boys from Magpies, and here's what they had to say. Well, we are joined here tonight by Magpies Crusaders United players Angus, McKenzie and Daniel Simic. Lads, how are we doing?
Yeah, good. How are you?
Yeah, well, thank you. Obviously, very exciting time into the national stages of the round of 30 in the round of 32 for the Australia Cup. How's the preparation been?
Yeah, well, this week it's been awesome. Had full numbers down at training, which is quite hard with a lot of people living far away from training as well. So it's good having the numbers and having the players around. Motivation this week, obviously, it speaks for itself. We don't really have to motivate each other. It's been a goal of ours for a while to make the round of 32, and there's no better team to come up against, I say.
Yeah, so it's good to hear that you're also vying for your spot in the squad and really wanting to get that start. Against MacArthur FC. We'll just touch on a bit of your playing history and just a bit about yourselves. Angus, I'll start with you, mate. You've been playing up in Mackay region for quite a few years and Magpies Crusaders for 6 of those years, I believe. Is that correct?
Yeah. Played Crusaders since I was 12 years old. Then I took a 2-year break and just played for a local club here.
Yep.
And come back last year when Tom Ballantyne offered me a contract, and I come back and spent the last 2 years playing. Yeah,
fantastic. And so how's that been, sort of coming up through the junior ranks and getting a taste of senior football and top tier football?
Yeah, it's good. It's really good. Like 4 years ago, I was playing under 12 football and I was watching the likes of Liam Shipton and Michael Lowell I was sitting in the grandstand and watching them. So it's a great experience to now be able to play with them as well.
Yeah, and what's it like getting to play with those guys? Like they're both very experienced, very talented players. Like
it's unreal.
Yeah.
It's unreal bit to play with, especially Michael Lowell, playing the same position as him. I've learnt so much off of him in the last year, so it's been really good.
Yeah. So what, up front as well, or?
Yeah. Yep.
Good stuff. So what did you enjoy most about travelling down to Brisbane or having teams from down in the sort of Brisbane region coming up to play you boys?
Yeah, it's good. It's just, obviously I've lived in Mackay my whole life, so I haven't travelled a lot, and going to Brisbane every second week is a great experience, and to see the level of football that we have to get to down here, so to be able to make it in the big leagues is really important.
Yeah, it really is, and you boys are going on a good little bit of a run at the moment as well, getting some good results in there. Top 4 of the FQPL now. Yeah,
it's been good. Had a good run lately, so.
Yeah. Now, Daniel, this is your first year up there in Mackay. How are you enjoying the move, and what sort of brought you up there?
Obviously work brought me up this way, but yeah, it's one of those things that there's not much going around here. Obviously I live in Airlie, so there's not really many opportunities to kind of test yourself. So my closest club would be Crusaders, and obviously you still want to play very competitively, and there's obviously testing yourself against the teams in Brisbane. It's always a good challenge.
Yeah, and you're not the only one who's in that position as well. Dolores Sashimi has recently sort of come up there and got a teaching role up in Bowen, I believe. And so do you boys sort of, I suppose, share that similarity, and has that sort of brought you guys together as well?
Yeah, obviously I know Dolores from playing with him in the NPL. But yeah, with him living in Bowen, myself living in Airlie, we meet in Proserpine and do carpool to training. Obviously it's like an hour 45 drive to get to training.
Wow. Yeah.
So it makes it easier sharing that trip with someone, and obviously being 2 centre backs, it makes things a lot easier to build that connection.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it's fantastic that just like you don't have to have your career impacted by the level of football you want to play, and vice versa. Like you can still play a good level of football and still focus a bit on your career. That must be good.
Yeah, definitely. It's always good to get that break outside of work as well. Obviously, if you're too work orientated, things can kind of go a bit bad. So it's always good to get around the boys at training, and especially game day. It's always great.
Yeah, absolutely. And so what are the effects that you boys have traveling long distances for these games? Like how do you manage to handle the constant away trips down to Brisbane and sort of Gold Coast, even Toowoomba in this?
It's probably definitely been my most challenging season yet. Driving, especially even home games. Generally, I'd work in the morning, finish at 2 p.m. I'd have an hour to get to the game and get there for 5:30, and then obviously you don't finish till about 9:30 by the time you have dinner, and then I get back to early. I'm starting to work at 6 a.m. the following morning, so it can be very draining. And obviously on the way games, it's very draining, just the whole travel part. Wake up early. It's been pretty lucky that club allow me to fly out from Proserpine rather than drive to Mackay and fly out with the team. Very thankful with that. Makes things a bit easier. But nevertheless, traveling to Brisbane every second week, it's pretty draining.
Yeah, it's certainly eye-opening for, I suppose, some of the other people who live down in Brisbane who can just drive 20 minutes to the local club. They don't really even know what you're going through is kind of like, in a way. So it's definitely a challenge that you guys have to face. And Angus, how do you feel with it? Do you feel that the away days make your playing group stronger and tighter together?
Yeah, of course. With us traveling down in the morning and then we stay the night, it's a good bonding experience for all the boys. And we all get around each other because, as Simo said, we don't get to see everyone at training every day because of the distance. So it's good to be able to be with the boys like for a whole day.
Yeah, great. We'll start with you and talk about the Australia Cup now. So that's why we're chatting here tonight. So you were involved in the squad last year when you hosted Edge Hill in the preliminary rounds, ultimately going down to them. This year, you got the away day up to Cairns, and you got the win up there. So definitely reversed in both the result and home and away leg there.
Yeah.
What was that like, and how was that different compared to last year?
Yeah, well, what I've found that this year, the squad's, it's such more a tight-knit group. So when we went down there this year, we all had confidence in each other, knew that we would all do our jobs properly and come away with the win.
Yeah, right. So do you enjoy going up to Cairns as a bit of a sea change compared to the regular?
Yeah, Cairns is good, yeah. Because it's so close, I've been there a lot more than Brisbane, but I'm sure the Brisbane boys all enjoyed it a lot more because of they've never been there before.
Yeah, I'd be keen to play in Cairns every weekend.
Well, how were the Edge Hill lads after the game? They put on a good spread.
Yeah, it was good. We copped a bit of words in during the game, but after it was all best friends. So
yeah, that's awesome, and I'm assuming that was reciprocated when they came and visited you. What was it like hosting them?
Yeah, last year it was the same. I'm sure our crowd was the same as their crowd last year. So no, it was really good. Last year was good as well. They were all words in the game, but as soon as it finished, we were all having a beer together.
Yeah, and so are you excited to? This will be your debut on the national stages then.
Yeah.
Obviously, Magpies have made it there before, but you were just a sort of little chucker then. So
yeah, just spectating.
So looking forward to the challenge ahead.
Yeah, no, it's going to be good. Nervous, but that's to be expected playing an A-League team of their caliber too. So, but yeah, really excited to see the level of them.
Yeah, and Daniel, your brother, obviously a big presence in the NPL for Lions FC, Mattia, former captain. He's made it to the national stage a couple of times, bowing out to Adelaide and Brizzy Raw in the round of 16. Has he passed down any advice to you, or on possibly where it went wrong for him and what you can do?
Not really. I haven't really spoken to him much about it. Obviously, they had a very good squad both years, and possibly could have went on further, bearing those two results. But yeah, I've kind of always looked up to him in playing. It's good that there's a 5-year age gap between us. At least I could watch some of his games. It would have been good to play a season together, but obviously that's not the case. Maybe we might get him out of retirement next year and come sign for the Crusaders.
The 5-year age gap not helping the frail body.
Nah, he's getting too old.
No, he was a class player when he was on the park. I did enjoy watching him. Do you have any memories of going down to watch him play a fair bit, or?
Not really. Oh, it's kind of good going to see these finals, especially against Olympic.
Yeah.
Both those years. Obviously, good turnout with crowds and that. Olympic fans are always awesome. But yeah, they managed to get the win both times, and yeah, unfortunately, he couldn't play that last season when he retired. Yeah. But obviously, the team did it on his behalf.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah, like I said, he's a fantastic player to watch. So hopefully he can channel some of those energies into this game on the weekends. Angus, how's the squad feeling facing an A-League side? Like excited, nervous, like as a squad?
The squad's really excited. I know all the younger boys that are in the squad are excited. Preparation's been good. We've had a good week of training. Everyone's nerves, but they're exciting nerves. Everyone's keen to get out there and have a go.
Yeah, and you've obviously had some good league form with a couple of wins in the back and haven't lost at home since April. So does that give you some good confidence heading into the match?
Yeah, it's confidence. It's always confidence winning at home and making it as difficult for teams to come to Mackay and get away with the result. So, confident.
And Daniel, how important is a home crowd in a cup tie like this? Like, you're technically not at home, being at BB Prince Stadium as opposed to Solid Jinkin, but still hopefully getting a good turnout from the locals.
Yeah, definitely. It's huge up here. That's what I've noticed, the difference between playing in Brisbane and playing here. Obviously, in Brisbane, there's a lot more teams to support, where here it's like you've got your main club and the whole town gets around you. And obviously, when you're winning, crowds start to come, and I think you'll see a good turnout come Saturday. And yeah, it's obviously going to be a big challenge against MacArthur, but we're very much up for it.
Yeah. What does it mean for the club to be on the national stage?
Oh, it's huge. Like, especially for the city itself. Like, it's gonna be massive. I'm super excited to play for this club and test ourselves against one of the great A-League oppositions. And hopefully they can play a full-strength squad to really give us boys a good experience of what playing A-League would be like. Yeah.
Be good to see if Daniel Arzani as well, recent signing. I don't think he'll take to the park, but it'd be awesome if he did, obviously.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, thanks for your time this evening, boys. Obviously, the match this weekend is at BB Prince Stadium, kicking off at Saturday at 5:30 p.m. If you can't get to the stadium, tune into via template to the streams. Boys, I wish you nothing but the best. I'll be in the stands cheering you on. Looking forward to coming up and seeing you, and can't wait.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Alrighty, and finally we are here at AJ Kelly Park, home of Peninsula Power, and I'm joined here by power players Jake McLean and Jesse Rigby. Boys, how are we today?
Yeah, good, thanks.
Yeah, good to be here. Good.
Obviously looking forward to your round of 30 cup round of 32 game in the cup against NWS Spirit on Wednesday night. Are you boys looking forward to that one?
Yeah, of course, it's going to be really great. Really excited. So.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we've played a few games against Sydney teams, and they always bring a tough competition. So we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, awesome. We'll start with you, Jesse, in terms of your playing career. You've been in the NPL a number of years, NPL Queensland. Started with Raw and QAS, and then went on to Grand Final Glory in 2017 with Western Pride.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about that.
So come through with the QAS, and then got an opportunity with Carl Dodd out at Western Pride. It was a big learning curve, obviously, because you're fresh from a younger squad and environment into a man's environment, and I kind of got thrown in the deep end a bit there with Pride, because I think the first game I was under kind of a leadership kind of thing.
Captaincy of that team as well.
So it was a big learning curve, and they talk about the the grand final, which was the pinnacle, but there was a lot of build-up before that, which shaped the team, and a lot of learning curves. So.
Yeah, a great young squad that where you're now playing with. One of your mates, Hayden McKenzie, from the current team.
I don't know him, mate.
No, you look back fondly on those days together.
Yeah, he lives around the corner from me, so I see a lot of him. And yeah, been with him he was with me through the QAS and stuff too, so I've known him for a long time.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And obviously as well, Penn Power coming off back-to-back premiership wins. What was that like for the club to get it again for the second year in a row?
Oh, mate, it means the world to the club. That's what you strive for, and that's the pinnacle of the league kind of thing. So, it means everything, and those kind of games and the pressure, and that's what everyone plays for. So,
yeah. And if speaking of the NPL, it's Jake McLean is always in that conversation. You've played for a number of years here in the NPL, starting at Olympic. Moving down to Victoria to play for Oakley for a season, and then over 100 caps for Brisbane Strikers.
Yeah.
What have been some career highlights for you, Jake?
I think the FFA Cup's always like one of the big highlights. Been lucky enough to get a few runs at it, so just always go on fire in the FFA Cup. It brings a bit of extra energy to the team every single time, and it always gives some good memories like every single year. So yeah, I guess that, and always obviously winning the league is always what you want to do. So, being lucky enough to have good teams that can help you get there, that's all what it's about. Yeah,
and as I said, you've played a lot of games in the NPL, but you've also played quite a lot of games in the FFA Cup, now the Australia Cup. You reckon you might have the record for the most number of appearances?
I think so. I'm not a stats man, but I reckon I'd put myself up against anyone. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to be in really good teams over the last 8 or 9 years, and always just, I think only a couple of times we've missed out on the FFA Cup. So yeah, from Olympic to Oakley to Strikers and now Peninsula Power, we've had some really good runs, and hopefully we can go deep into the Cup this year and go as far as we can.
Yeah, I'm assuming your fondest memory would be in 2019 when you made the semi-final with Brisbane Strikers.
Yeah, that was amazing.
What was that like for the boys? So any stories from that particular run?
Yeah, it was amazing. We weren't having the best year in terms of the league, so as soon we went on a run in the Cup and we just capitalised on it, and it was all we had for the league, so we couldn't make finals, and we knew that was it. It was do or die every single time, and that's what the boys took out. We had a really young team, and everyone was so keen, and the club was buzzing around it, so it was good. Yeah, getting to the semis was amazing. So I'm knocking off Wellington in the round of 32 with
shootout.
Yeah, Bon Scott, the hero.
Yeah.
We had an amazing team and a lot of young boys, and a lot of them are in the Cup again this year. So I think a couple at City, a couple here, and then a couple at Lions as well. So it's good.
Are you hopefully looking forward to maybe a reunion on opposite sides of the pitch with a few of those boys?
Yeah, it'd be great. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, hopefully not a penalty shootout. Hopefully we can do them in the 90, because I'm getting a bit older and I think 120 is a bit too much for me. So yeah, it'd be good.
Very fair. Jesse, now, despite your sort of good playing career in the NPL, you've only had just the one game in the Australia Cup, or the FFA Cup, against Brisbane Roar last year. What was that like?
Oh mate, it was a great atmosphere, completely different game, everyone's up for it. I can't explain it, it's just, it was a great game, and I was excited to be there, so.
Yeah, it was great to play at Moreton Daily Stadium, I'd imagine, and
it's
still some local fans. Not quite the fortress that is AJ Kelly Park, but still something that's quite close to home.
Yeah, there's actually the tunnel's probably the coolest part, I reckon. It's like a dark tube where there'd be some brawls in there, I reckon. But no, it was good actually. The stadium's amazing, so yeah.
Yeah, and so focusing back on the league now, you're currently sitting fourth. How's your season been progressing?
Yeah, it's been a tough year, a bit up and down. We've had some really good patches and then some patches where we've dropped off a little bit, but making it into the Cup, you can see there's a lot of energy around the boys, and the position in the league's not going to affect how we play in the Cup. Everyone's going to be up for it. You'll raise that extra 10, 20%, and I feel really confident going in, and all the boys are so excited for it.
Hosting that match, as I said, next week on Wednesday. It's here at AJ Kelly Park. What do the home fans mean to you?
Oh yeah, they build us up. Anyone behind us, if anyone can come down, it'd be great. And we love it. It's going to make us and make our time in the game more exciting. And you can't go past atmosphere really.
Yeah. How would you describe the culture here at Penn Power?
Oh, it's a family club at its core. It's a family club out in Redcliffe. You know, there's not many clubs near it. It's got a really good junior base, and yeah, it's all it is the family values, and you see that in the club. You see it when you come here, and you see it as a player, and that's what really runs through, and that's what the club tries to push forward as well.
Yeah, so it mean a great deal to the club then to progress through like beyond the round of 32. Now it's the third time of having a go at it. Looking forward to sort of pushing the team and getting into the round of 16.
Yeah, that'd be great. And like Jake said, like a family club, like it'd mean the world for, you know, everyone behind the scenes that put in so much time. So yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. Well, thanks for joining me here today. It was great to talk about Pen Power and your journeys as well. And wish you all the best for the Cup. And yeah, hope you do well.
Cool, thank you.
To get tickets, make sure you head to Peninsula Power's Facebook page or website. Football Queensland will also be sharing these ticket details as well. And if you can't make it down here to AJ Kelly Park on Wednesday the 3rd of August, then make sure you tune in to 10 Play to catch the action. Well, that's a wrap on this week's two-part Australia Cup round of 32 special. It's been great to catch up with the boys from Mackay and Peninsula Power ahead of their fixtures. Magpies, they take on Macarthur FC from the A-Leagues. They're up at BB Print Stadium on Saturday the 30th, kicking off at 5:30. For tickets, you can head to their website or our website, and we'll be posting those details there. Sure to be a massive match up in Mackay. I, for one, am looking forward to getting out to that one. Of course, the other game is Peninsula Power as they host NWS Spirit from New South Wales. That'll be at AJ Kelly Park on Wednesday the 3rd of August, kicking off at 7:30. Make sure you head to their website or ours for ticket details there. All of these matches can be found on 10 Play as well. If you can't get to the game, make sure you tune in to those streams there. It's been an exciting week and no doubt an exciting time for our Queensland teams. I hope you enjoyed this episode, this two-part episode, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.